All right, let me just move over the screen and we should be good to go. Hello, everybody. Good to be back. We had a very good show yesterday. Hopefully today will be better. Today is going to be only me for today. Let me just share my screen very, very quickly over YouTube as well. Let's see, there we go. Perfect. So I would like to salute everybody from our Discord server first. Welcome everybody to the new edition of the lab. Also, everybody over YouTube and X. Let me just share the link with everybody to our Discord server on where you can join for free and actually join the live stream and speak directly to everybody. You can either use the microphone or write in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question as soon as possible. So let's keep on going, keep on the good flow. Let me just hide the Discord link. It's very simple, discord.gg/davidtech. Hopefully everybody has memorized that until now. So all good, making sure that Discord is recording. There we go, all is perfect. So first things first, the disclaimer, guys. We are not financial advisors within DavidTech. We're just trying to create some tools in order to debunk the market and have an edge against everybody else. And of course, share the tools with everybody else. If you're getting approached by somebody else claiming to be a staff member or somebody speaking in the name of DavidTech and asks you to invest into some kind of third-party platforms or something like that, that's 100% not us. If you wish to speak directly to a staff member, feel free to reach out over our Discord server into the general chat. Just say, hey, I would like some help, or hey, I would like to speak to a staff member. And of course, as soon as possible, somebody will attend you. If you have any questions at any moment, feel free to interrupt either by using the microphone or next to the voice chat name, there is a small chat bubble. If you click on it, and chat should open up and you can write your question. So today's agenda, 21st of April, 2026. Our agenda is pretty much staffed with the Elite Backtesters. So I think I showed like 7 charts already yesterday. There are a couple more to show for today. Of course, if we have time, I'm going to move forward with all of the charts. If not, I'll keep some for tomorrow as well. And of course, guys, in about 1 hour, OpenAI will have a live stream. I believe ChatGPT 5.5 might drop today. Who knows? The last week or this week, whatever, has been pretty stuffed. I mean, we have Claude 4.7, we have Kimi K 2.6. I believe Google just released a new Max Deep Research. So I believe that this week should be pretty stuffed with some good stuff. Let's see. First things first, I have a couple of questions. Well, could you please check your DMs? Sure. After the stream, I'll be more than happy to check my DMs because I would not like to share anything beyond my DMs. What the status of trader.dev is shutting down? Definitely not. We are, however, focusing 100% of our strategy factory at the moment. And when we have that into the 100% state, as you might guys know, we had for a couple of days the bull runs domain, then we change and shift back towards strategy factory.ai. And everything is pretty much done. If you have any issues, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're still in the, I suppose, the very, very late testing stages, so everything should be close to 100% fine. But definitely, if you have any problems, please let us know. And of course, as soon as we get that into the perfect stage, we are going to revisit some of the old, not really old, but older projects. And of course, trader.dev should be one on the list. Is David still working on that 1,500 strategies managed by Claude? David is working on a lot of things, so that one is definitely on his list. He's been also working on the MCP server as well. So yeah, we should have an update from him as well. Currently, he's 100% focused on Strategy Factory, making sure that every last bug is going to be fixed 100%. There are a couple of people experiencing some problems. Most of them would be the ones of the legacy members, which of course they are getting attended as soon as possible. But people which just joined should be 100% right. So, no problem. Thank you very much for the question. So, I believe we are pretty much good to go to visit the charts. If you guys have any questions within the live stream, please write it in the chat over YouTube, over Discord. I'll be more than happy to answer. First things first, for today, we do have a chart over Ethereum. We do have 1 hour chart time frame with the newest strategies. We have right here the Mavil W with the 1000% profits with a maximum drawdown of 29%. We do have the total trades of 177 with a win rate of 55% and a profit factor of 1.5. Equity curve doesn't look the best ever at the beginning. I mean, I believe that the strategy spent around, I guess, 1 whole year being around the starting point, but as the diesel engine power torque curve, it did eventually go up and is currently sitting at about 1000% profits. We can also see the buy and hold equity curve. We are definitely beyond it. You can also see the performance of the past months. There are definitely some patterns. We can see patterns of months profitable in a row. For example, February has been always profitable in 2026, 2025, and 2024. We also have the same thing in May as well. Of course, 2026 didn't happen yet, with August as well and November as well. However, we have also on the negative side of things a pattern. Maybe it could be an idea to pause the strategy in 2026 December. Buying holdings, since we are having the data from February 2024, the current performance for buying to hold for about 2 years and a couple of months would be -1%, with a minimum ever of -37% and a maximum ever of 98%. Currently, our strategy is, of course, beyond 1000%, maximum ever being 1200%, I believe, right here. And of course, with a minimum of just -1%. About the strategy, I believe that you can definitely see each unique trade, which, in my opinion, if you are a newcomer, if you want just some advices for a very, very beginner, I would like to say, starting to optimize the charts, you should definitely aim to not see each unique trade. That would mean like a minimum of about 200 trades. I'm not saying that it's required to do so. It's more about to stay away from the overfitted side of things. For example, if we might cherry pick the conditions, so for this strategy, the cherry pick conditions might actually never happen. So we might wait for a trade for months, even half a year or even a whole year, and these conditions to have a new trigger might actually never happen. Or if we over optimize, the conditions might happen again. We might have some new trades, but we actually have chosen the best trades out of these certain conditions. So The conditions might happen again. However, our results might be different because we have excluded some of the bad trades, which of course they're going to happen because they apply the same conditions with the ones that we currently have on our chart. And yeah, I believe that's pretty much it over this one. I went through about close to everything on this particular chart. Next, we have a setup on Solana over 2 hours chart time frame. We do have the profits of 5,500% on the TSA speed strategy, which is very good. We do have the maximum drawdown of 25%, which is definitely between the community standards between 20 to 25% of maximum drawdown. If you believe it's too much for yourself, you are free to detune the strategy by adjusting the leverage or the position sizing, which of course you're going to get a lower maximum drawdown, but then you're going to lose some of the profits as well in a relationship of ratios. Then we have the total trades 236, definitely much better than the previous one in the amount of trades. For example, we do have data since 2021, so we have about close to 5 years, 4 years and a half. So that means about 1,500 days on average since the beginning. So we do have about a trade every week, somewhere in that neighborhood. If you wish to have a larger or a bigger frequency of trades, you can definitely, rather than spending time to optimize or de-optimize this strategy in order to get more trades, you can just plug in another similar one with 230 or so trades, and then you're going to pretty much double up your activity of signals in the same amount of time. Win rate wise, we are at 54% with a profit factor of 1.48. Equity curve looks pretty good. I mean, from the beginning, it pretty much went up. There are some sideways momentums like here. So maybe if you wish to spend some more time, you can see, for example, what happened between here and here and try to filter out these moments to never happen again. Might be something related to Solana itself. It might be something related with Bitcoin or the US dollars. It really depends on what exactly happened. And it's a little bit tough to say for exactly what happened within 2024 April and I guess 2025 January to Solana itself, but maybe Bitcoin was in a certain trend, and then that particular trend was over, and then a new trend kicked in, and we had this very nice evolution of the equity curve, uptrend, however you wish to call it. And yeah, you might filter these sideways momentums and get some more out of these trending momentums of the equity curve. Buy and hold wise, we have data again for about 4.5 years. We do have current performance of negative 60% with the minimum performance ever of negative 95% and the maximum ever of 24% for the buy and hold. Our strategy, however, it's on a whole other league, currently 5,500% profits, maximum ever close to 6,300%, I suppose around here, with a minimum ever of about 4.8%. Let me just zoom in a little bit more onto the live stream so you guys can see a little bit better. There you go. Let me know if you have some troubles over Discord into seeing the charts. I believe it's quite good at the moment. Performance over the past months wise, patterns. Let's look for some more. We do have November, which was always a winner so far. Unfortunately, April was also as well up until this year. Luckily enough, the loss isn't too big. It's just a negative 2%, but still we do have like 9 days left to maybe try to shift the color from red to green. Cool. Next, we have NEAR on 45 minutes chart time frame. We do have the stiff surge, which is one of the very best strategies within Davitech, with a performance of 1,500%, very close to it. Maximum drawdown, just 10%, which is very, very good. Total trades 168, very close to a sweet spot of about 200, 200 and something in order to not see each unique trade. But then again, if this strategy proves to be reliable in the long term, it doesn't really matter on how active it actually is. Win rate wise, we do have 61% with a profit factor of about flat 2. Performance of the past months looks very good so far, filled with winners, a couple of wins and losses in February and March. And then also December might be a good idea to pause this strategy. We do have data for about 2 years and a couple of months. The current benchmark for buy and hold would be currently 51%. So if you would have bought near in this moment, in February 8th, 2024, you would actually be today negative 51% with a maximum ever performance of 172%. I suppose pretty much very close to the very beginning. And then the minimum wise would be negative 64%, very close to how we are today. Our strategy, however, is doing a lot better. The minimum ever is 0%. So that means our strategy started to win from the beginning and it never went actually into our initial capital with the losses. It pretty much win a little, then lost a little bit less and win some more and so on. Current performance, we do have 1,480% with the maximum ever on 1,600%, I suppose around here in 2 dots right here. And yeah, very, very good. I'll definitely pin this strategy to follow for myself in the future. Maybe in about 30 days, we should have a general idea about this one as well to see if maybe the maximum drawdown has been not exceeded. Could be an idea to actually risk some more, maybe by placing a higher position size, or maybe try to add some more leverage in order to achieve the 20 to 25 community average maximum drawdown. But that's 100% up to you guys. You are 100% liable for your financial decisions. Good. Next, we do have BOOM on 45-minute chart time frame. We do have the steep surge with a performance of 271%. We do have the maximum drawdown of 35%, total trades 247, the win rate of 57%, profit factor of 1.37. Performance of the past months, I mean, you can definitely see some months in a green in a row, like January, February, October, November, December, and June as well. Let's see the buy and hold. We do have trades right here since for about 2 years. The benchmark of buying and holding for about 2 years would be currently negative 95%, being very close to the minimum ever actually of 96.7%, with a maximum ever window of 21%. Our strategy currently sits at about 271%, with the maximum ever being very close to that, 295%. Minimum ever, just a mere negative 13% in comparison to the buy and hold, which of course, by buying and holding, you don't have any leverage. I suppose by detuning the strategy quite a lot, you might get into like a couple of percentages, if it might be even lesser than that, into the minimum. But then also the profits would be, I suppose, still higher than the maximum ever performance. So yeah, I mean, amazing so far. Let's see next. Finally, we have a setup on Bitcoin. Doesn't look so great, unfortunately, for the last month because it's not a very active strategy, because it's on a very close to 4 hours chart time frame. Is it 4 hours though? 120. Yes, it's very close to 4 hours. Usually it should have been before the 4 hours, but whatever. So what do we have here? We do have a pretty custom time frame. We do have 239 minutes. We generally do that with smaller cap altcoins, just in case we hit, for example, a sharp hour where some bots or the market are actually quite volatile, which are actually active, like trading, and we might not want to have liquidity issues. So that's why we are trading on these custom time frames. However, since we are on Bybit and we are also trading Bitcoin against the USDT, sorry, we shouldn't have any issues whatsoever with liquidity. Of course, if you're trading is exceeding like 7 digits, your position might have some issues here and there, but overall, I believe we should be all right with Bitcoin. So that's why we are either leaning forward or backwards with a time frame, more generally for lower cap coins, so we don't have any liquidity issues. Or maybe some of other people are trading the quite exact intervals of the chart time frames. So that's why we are choosing sometimes the custom time frames. Maybe it was better than 240 minutes or 4 hours. So that's why the person who submitted the chart over this time frame just left it as it is, which is again all right, no problems whatsoever. We do have the strategy of AI Ichi Master, which is a mix between Ichimoku Cloud and some other indicators with a performance of 16,000% profits, which is very good. We do have the maximum drawdown of 24%, total trades 112, so not so many trades. Also, judging how the equity curve looks like, it could be an idea to just leave the strategy running for months, I guess, like 3 months or even half a year, and then see if it actually lost its edge or not. It might be even actually worth it to trade sooner than that. Again, just leave it through incubation, see how it goes. There are definitely better strategies which are actually a lot more active, on which you can get to like crazy numbers by just trading and compounding. So you're compounding each unique trade by placing a trade with a percentage out of your initial capital or current capital rather than trading with fixed amounts. Other than that, the win rate 58%. So, for example, if in like 3 or 6 months from now, we do see that the win rate is still between 58 to 60%, we do see some trades, for example, like 5 or so, or maybe even 10 trades, who knows. Profit factor is about the same or higher. We do have the maximum drawdown not being exceeded, and of course, gather some more profits. These are all just green flags in order to consider to go live with the strategy or not. Again, it really depends on the incubation period. We do have the buy and hold enabled. You can barely see the blue line right here. We do have the data since 2020, so about 6 years. We do have the current performance of 661, which is again Bitcoin, very good. Minimum ever negative 3.9%, quite lucky, like rather than the other altcoins, and the maximum ever of 1,150%. Our strategy, however, is again on a whole other league. Minimum ever just 2.6% on the negative side. Currently, the performance 16,000%, very close to 17,000, with the maximum ever higher than 20,000% profits. Next, we have AVE against 45 minutes chart. We do have again the AI Ichimoku Cloud. No, it's the AI versus the Ninja Turtle. We do have the profits of 1,000%, maximum drawdown 26%, total trades 220. We do have the win rate of 57% and the profit factor of 1.48. Equity curve isn't the best ever because, for example, since December, the strategy was a little bit sideways. If we are going to check the performance, we can see, for example, for December, 3%, 2, then 3 again, and a couple of percentages. So, like I said earlier, since December, we are pretty much a little bit higher than break even, which is very good. That means that if we have traded this strategy right now, we'll be actually in the winnings. So, all good. October as well has been a negative month, with 2025 and 2024 being negative in a row. Other than that, I'm not seeing like a pattern to actually pause the strategy. Let's see the buying holding. I mean, again, looking very, very good for our strategy. We do have the data for about 2 years and a couple of months, currently being up 32%, being negative the minimum ever on negative 11%, and with a maximum ever of 326%. Our strategy, however, currently being at 1000%, maximum ever being 1100%, and the minimum ever of 0%. Hey Vlad, I've sent my strategy to apply for the Elite Backtesters when I have a response. So, for the Elite Backtesters refresh, the refresh is going to happen on 1st of May. It should happen, but since it's a holiday, it's going to happen between 1st of May and 3rd of May. So, between the weekend of 1st to 3rd of May. I'm going to make an announcement when the refresh has been finished, and of course everybody else with the roles updated. Our bot will go through all of the charts, see if there is any doubles, see if there is any problems with like double submitting or anything like that. We're going to check the credits for the original user, speak to the people, and I believe we had so little cases, so it shouldn't be any problem, and the refresh is going to definitely happen, not the next weekend, but the weekend after that, to be short. All right, so going next, we have alt against the USDT over 1 hour chart time frame. We do have the JP trend force with a nice looking equity curve. Unfortunately, the last 2 months, March and the availability of April were not so great, but we still have some more days in order to maybe turn over April. But again, we had again in 2025 2 months in a row, so I'm not really quite concerned about the strategy. We do have the performance of close to 1000%, 929%. We do have the maximum drawdown of 23%. Total trades 308. So there's also some room for maybe like improvement. Maybe we could optimize a little bit again the take profits, the ATR if this one uses ATR and so on, to maybe try to filter these huge periods of losing money. So maybe we could maybe like get into like 250 total trades, but then we can improve the win rate, maybe lower the maximum drawdown, and also try to improve the profits as well in order to try to reduce by maybe just 1 month in between here and there of losses. The win rate 55% and the profit factor of 1.67. Equity curve looks pretty good, except maybe February, since about February, I guess, up until now. As you guys can see, March and April were not so great. Still nothing too concerning. We have the data from about 2 years and 2 months. Currently, the performance of alt since 2 years and 2 months, if you would have bought it, would be negative 97% with a minimum ever of negative 98% with a maximum ever of 48%, I suppose, right here in the beginning. Our strategy, however, is crashing it. A minimum ever would be negative 2%, currently being at 900% profits with a maximum ever of about 1000% profits. Next, we have INA, and I'm going to do like a couple of more and leave the ones left for tomorrow or the day after that. I don't want to bore you guys with all the charts. And also, again, in I guess 15 or 20 minutes, OpenAI will have a huge live stream. Hopefully, we're going to see GPT 5.5 released this evening, morning, depends on where you are. So returning to our strategy, we have INA on TSA speed with a performance of 2,500%, and it's actually live trading right now, being actually profitable. If I'm not mistaken, here it's actually in profits. So good luck to this trade. We do have the maximum drawdown of 22%, total trades 307. We have the win rate of 58% and the profit factor 1.66. Equity curve looks pretty good up until, I suppose, here. So for about lesser than a month, on average. But yeah, our strategy was still profitable. I suppose March started around here, so we had some profits for about here, and we are still in the profits because we started the month from here. We started April around here, and we are currently sitting here with this trade, which hopefully will be a win. Other than that, let's see the buy and hold performance benchmark. We do have the data for about 2 years. We have the current performance of negative 88% with a minimum ever of negative 91% and the maximum performance of 31%. Our strategy, however, it's killing it, currently being at 2,500% profits, maximum ever 2,750% with a minimum ever of negative 14%. Performance of the past months doesn't tell us so much. I mean, a lot of profitability patterns, a losing month here and there, but overall looks very, very good. Next, we have a setup on Ethereum on 37 minutes chart time frame. I discussed a little bit earlier about the custom time frames. We have the precision trade and mastery with a performance of 186%. We do have the maximum drawdown of 17%, total trades 230. We do have the win rate of 60% and the profit factor of 1.48. Equity curve didn't start so well at the beginning. I suppose a couple of losses more than wins, but then eventually in about a couple of months, the win rate was improved by quite a lot, and overall we went to the upside with the equity curve. We can see it's a little bit mixed in the first half, or actually 2 out of 3 times if we were to split the equity curve, maybe up around here. Maybe you could argue that the buy and hold is better, but I'll definitely say that's actually not because it's still most of the times under our equity curve. But yeah, let's check right here. We do have the current performance of 1% since for about 2 years and 2 months. Minimum ever negative 37% with a maximum ever of 103%. Our strategy, however, again, being very close to the maximum ever, 186%, 189% in the profits with a minimum ever of negative 9%. And the last one for today, guys, I wish to not keep you so much more, just so you can catch up the live stream for OpenAI. We do have a setup on Solana on 59 minutes chart time frame, again, another custom time frame, with a strategy of flash profit, with a performance of 800%, maximum drawdown 24%, total trades 211, the win rate 56%, and the profit factor of 1.56. Equity curve looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not seeing anything bad happening to it. Buy and hold was a little bit above and under, mostly under, up until here, but then our strategy showed amazing performance, so it's pretty much near to the top right here. We do have the data from about 2 years and 2 months. So the current performance for the benchmark of buying and holding would be negative 14%, minimum ever negative 23%, with a maximum ever of 144%. Our strategy, however, is crushing it again, currently 800%, maximum ever 867%, with a minimum ever of negative 2%. Performance of the past months, I mean, there are definitely some patterns for profitability. For example, January has been always profitable, March as well, June as well, July as well, September and November as well. Cool. So that's pretty much it, guys, with the charts that I wished to present to you guys for today. I'm going to keep some for tomorrow and the day after that, just in case we do have some time. But definitely I'm going to cover all of the charts just so you guys can see your submission as well, to have a general idea about your summit. If you guys see any problems, for example, it has been sent to me different that you would have liked to be. For example, you have tried to optimize it a little bit more, then it wasn't very good, but unfortunately you did hit save. And of course, I've got the final version. So yeah, overall, pretty excited. It was a very good week. Also, there are some more left to do in the couple of days later. Let me see if there is any other question also within the live stream. Cool. Let me just load the Discord server for everybody watching over X and YouTube. Hello, everybody. Hope you have an amazing day today. Feel free to join our Discord server. Let me just pull the link so you guys can see. There you go. The server is free to join, and also these meetings are free to attend. And yeah, that's pretty much it with the charts for today. In the performance update, as you guys might be familiar, we are conquering the top copy traders, top traders within the exchanges. There are definitely some of the names that you might realize that's actually from the David Tech community. Also, we have some people in the top 1%, for example, Fishing, which has been rewarded the achievement of being in the top 1.3%. He also has a $1,000 challenge over tradeharbor.com.au. You can definitely check out the dashboard as well that Trade Harbor has to offer for the David Tech members. It's free to use. It's amazing. It's working. Feel free to check it out. I just shared the link with everybody within Discord. Also, a huge shout out to Trigger.trade, your reliable bot service platform. You can connect the David Tech strategies to a lot of exchanges. Make sure to visit and try for yourself. For tomorrow, we do have Yuli coming in again with the newest indicator that he showed to us yesterday. He's going to make it into a strategy and he's going to optimize it and come up with some new setups. I'll definitely try to optimize it for myself and show you guys the results. And of course, make the strategies available for everybody with the newest boilerplate version. And of course, some more stuff depending on what's happening with the AI. And also this evening, maybe ChatGPT 5.5 might release. I'm pretty excited seeing something new from OpenAI team as well. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. Let me check out the live streams chats as well. Also, a big salute to the people watching us over X. Feel free, guys, to join our Discord server and also over YouTube. The link is on the screen. And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. If there is no questions left, thank you very much, guys, for being here. I'll definitely see you tomorrow with Yuli joining in and show you guys the newest indicator that he's been working on. And of course, turning it into a strategy with some amazing results, hopefully. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.